UFO. Is it a human invention? Or does it come from outer space, as many claim? Can actually humans build a UFO? What did the national intelligence have to say about those mysterious sightings? And who is the figure that will be the clue to the riddle? And why did he gain the Nazis' interest back in World War II? We will reveal different UFO models and connect their relation to the first public UFO sighting. Then, we will leave the answer for you to decide. Stay tuned for a mysterious journey into the realm of Mystified. Before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, as it does help me create more content for you. Aliens. A topic that many argued about its reality. And today, I decided to study this mystery that will take us into different realms of human innovation. Many people report of alien sightings, whether a UFO in the sky or an actual body of an alien. Others claimed they were abducted by aliens to a parallel universe or a spaceship. In this series, we do our best to purify the fake out of the conspiracy and base our study from facts rather just words spread in the air. We investigate and analyze data in a way that it clears confusion from the minds of the masses. According to NASA, we can't yet say for sure whether or not aliens exist. To quote Carl Sagan, "The universe is a pretty big place. If it's just us, it seems like an awful waste of space." So seems like NASA will keep looking. UFO, or unidentified flying object, is a major incident in the world of alien theories. That some took it too seriously to a point they created organizations dedicated to study and track UFOs and alien life, like the National UFO Reporting Center in Washington and Center for UFO Studies in Chicago. There is simply no data, no evidence strong enough to link UFOs to alien life. Fuzzy videos and personal narratives, as engaging as they may be, are simply not enough to support such an extraordinary claim. According to the Office of the Director of National Intelligence 2022 Annual Report on Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, there are 366 newly identified reports, informed by a multi-agency process, judged more than half as exhibiting unremarkable characteristics. 26 characterized as unmanned aircraft system, 163 characterized as balloons or balloon-like entities, 6 attributed to clutter, like birds, weather events, or plastic bags, 171 uncharacterized UFO reports. Some of these appear to have demonstrated unusual flight characteristics or perform capabilities and require further analysis. Since we know now that there are 171 uncharacterized reports, this leads us to question the nature of those UFOs and if they are truly linked to alien life from outer space. I did further research and discovered that in actuality, these UFOs are no longer unidentified, and they are man-made aircrafts, at least for the most part. But before I move any further, don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for more episodes of this series, as I promise you, it'll be a long one. My investigation started from the first well-known UFO sighting that occurred in 1947, when businessman Kenneth Arnold claimed to see a group of 9 high-speed objects near Mount Rainier in Washington while flying his small plane. Arnold estimated the speed of the crescent-shaped objects several thousand miles per hour, and said they moved like saucers skipping on water. Were they operated by aliens, or merely man-made? To better understand the riddle, I needed to go a few years back in time, before the first sighting was reported, and introduce to you an Austrian scientist by the name Victor Schoberger, whom will lead us to many answers regarding the nature of the UFO. Born in 1885, he was part of a forestry family. Victor was fascinated by water, which he saw as a living organism, and observed its behaviors, its spiral forms, vortices, currents, and more. While observing streams of water in nature, he saw a world made by natural water, and inside the world, stones were levitating. From that observation, he was inspired to invent the current generator that generated energy from water and air, through pipes and spiral jets, which was the beginning of the flying disc technology. However, in the year 1934, the strange part of his life would begin, and it was when the Nazis approached him. In 1938, Julius Streicher, a member of the Nazi Party, ordered him to build a flying saucer. To do this, he needed a vortex engine that could be used in a disc-shaped spacecraft, which would levitate it, change speed in an instant, and perform maneuvers impossible for normal aircraft. In 1940, 7 years before the public UFO sighting in Washington, he created the first prototype of a UFO on Earth, calling it Repulsion A. This used the friction between the vortices and the surrounding air to force the air down, creating a lift effect. He also worked on a new version of an anti-gravity aircraft called the Vril 7. Towards the end of the war, the Germans destroyed all evidence so that it did not fall into the hands of their rival. Victor Schoberger was then arrested by the United States and repeatedly questioned. He returned to Austria on the 25th of September 1958, almost bankrupt, and died 5 days later, along with all his secrets. Several conspiracies emerged about him, some of which claimed that UFO sightings during World War II were his work. It was not a coincidence that the first public sighting occurred few years after a UFO prototype was brought to reality. During 1950s, US government started their flying disc technology projects to create a flying saucer shape, not too late after Victor's arrest, one of which were called the VZ9 Avrocar. Let me know in the comment box if you want me to give you more details of the UFO projects and how those UFOs were built. Yes, the Nazis might have failed to build the flying saucer, but it does not mean that other countries did not succeed in bringing that technology to life. This clearly gives us an idea that what is called UFO is actually identified and tested, but left as a secret by the governments, leaving the masses in total confusion by blaming outer space creatures. Some people might argue that what they've seen was UFOs flying at unbelievable speeds compared to military aircrafts, and it could not be man-made. But what I will tell you now might change your mind. You see, not everything you observe is as real as you think. What you might have seen is a projection of light in the sky of a UFO, but in reality, it does not exist. What I mean precisely is a military beam technology that is being used to delude the observer of seeing what they want you to see rather than what really exists. This explains the unbelievable speeds and movements of such seen objects, especially the way they disappear out of thin air. It might be a stealth aircraft projecting beams to delude others of its precise location. Keep in mind that all of this does not mean that aliens don't exist. There is always a possibility of alien life in this universe, and proving that UFOs are man-made does not negate the possibility of their existence or interference on Earth. What do you think? Do you believe that maybe some of those UFOs were alien technology, or all of them were military tests? And I wanted to mention here that a lot of people made books about alien life and UFOs that are full of nonsense, and they made huge fortune out of it. But it's not because of them. It's because of our ignorance in the topic. They use our ignorance to fuel their desires and make money out of it. That being said, always before reading any topic, make sure to use your intellectual faculties to decide whether it does make sense or not. The story does not end here, where some people did not need any physical sightings of aliens to believe in them. Rather, they chose the holistic approach of believing. This takes us to the second part of the Alien Files, where we will introduce Dolores Cannon, a hypnotherapist that performed past life regression hypnosis on humans to prove that intelligence existed in far more advanced levels beyond the reality of Earth. And the symphony of God continues in an approach to solve the mysteries of life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more in the next episode of Mystifiles. The Mystifiles.